It's Drake before he was Drake talking about the marketing. One of the key things that you hear him saying that is it's about marketing. It's about your story.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't tell nobody your story. You
Right.
just would drop songs on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
When that's not why people listen to stuff.
Right.
They listen to stuff because it makes them there's an emotion that they tap into, and then they like the story of the artist.
Mm-hmm.
That's just like in anything in business. Just think they're not so much buying products and services from people, they're buying into the person
Mm-hmm.
first and then buying what the person has to offer.
Yep.
Just because they know, like, and trust the person. It's crowded at the top. What's it about? It's about abundance. It's about getting to a certain height and dropping a rope and pulling somebody else up with you and continuing to do so the higher that you climb. Look, I've been able to do this in my business with just one digital product, and I'm passing a plug. That's how they were able to do this.
Shout out to my man, Blake Sanford. I made $1K in less than 12 hours just because I went on the IG Live, he gave out some game, and I actually implemented it.
So, long story short, saw Blake on IG, seemed authentic, spent 4 hours of my life to make 29 grand. If you follow the plan, with everything that Blake has set up, you'll make money.
So I'm scrolling through Instagram and I see this guy, Blake. I saw the price and I was like, man, ain't no way. And no lie, step by step, it's got videos, it's got everything that I needed to do my first deal, and made $12,000.
13,500. Man, we going up. This is only the beginning. Shout out to you, AstenCeo. Trying to make it crowded at the top. Keep going, man. I'll see everybody there.
There's enough for everybody to eat. So look, if you're an entrepreneur looking to get to the next level and grow your business online, click the link in the description and tap in. Instantly get access to all of my courses, trainings, resources, and systems, plus weekly calls with myself so I can personally help you along the way, and a network of tons of other entrepreneurs that you can network with, partner with, and profit with. I want you to check it out and see if it's the place that you need to be to grow. All right. So click the link in the description. Tap in, and I will see you on our mastermind call this Wednesday. It's crowded at the top. Now let's get into the episode. Welcome to another episode of It's Crowded at the Top. I'm your host, AstenCeo. I got the voice of God on the other side with me.
Hey, hallelujah. Blessings, beautiful people, and also peace as well.
For all the dogs. For all the dogs. The boy done dropped. It's Drake season.
Mm-hmm.
You listen to it yet? Nah, you said y'all gonna listen to it tonight.
Yeah, we're gonna have a little experience, you know what I'm saying? Might figure out what cocktail I want, pause. And I might do margaritas tonight, man. Let's see.
Margaritas is something that's a good Drake for Drake.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to be listening to Drake drinking whiskey. I just think of the interviews. It always looks like he's drinking something super sweet.
Yeah, sweet and citrusy.
Yeah. Or I think he was offering somebody a drink, and he's like, yeah, it's a tequila passion fruit. And I was like, that sounds like a Drake drink.
That's
but nah, but this episode though, since I know everybody's listening to Drake, everybody's listening to For All the Dogs. There's lessons to be learned in that though as an entrepreneur. So I want to talk about, like the marketing behind Drake.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not just music. And he's had a calculated marketing plan from day one. Insert clip.
A lot of artists just have MySpace and just have, a couple songs and don't have a website, don't have marketing, don't have anything. And then they get disappointed when they only sell like 70 records, and it's like, you got to understand that this is about marketing. Like this whole thing is about marketing. It's about your image. It's about your story. You got to be appealing to people. And if you're going to release a record in Canada, you have to do something that nobody else has done, or else there's no point. That's how I see it. So that's as far as like having the most of anything, like, yeah, it feels great, but I still don't, I think anybody could really surpass me. No, I shouldn't say that. I don't believe that. I mean, I think I'm doing pretty well, but definitely somebody could be on my level in terms of awareness and buzz. Like, I think that's very easy. You just got to think, and you got to have some money. That's all.
Let's say most musical artists, they focus on the artistry of it. You can relate to this because you used to be a musical artist. Well, I ain't gonna say used to be, but you had aspirations of being
like
in
guy.
the music business.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And did you ever think of the marketing aspect of it? Because from the outside looking in, outside of one go, it looked like you were just making music.
Right. Yeah, no, it was funny. I allowed a few bad marketing experiences to set the tone for the rest of the history. So like
What's a bad marketing experience?
so like then I was paying people for marketing. So whether it be like radio or people that like create press kits and blogs and all that type, like and I'm gonna say this loosely, but like the old school way. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like paying like an ad agency 4 or 5, even a time or two, 10 bands to produce a marketing campaign for me and said projects. And it just was never worth that. Like nothing ever really came out of it besides some radio plays one time. But yeah, so that was my precedence for bad marketing experiences. But it was never like put up on me, which I would look at now to come up with an actual marketing plan and execute it like that.
Yeah, I would. That sounds kind of crazy to me, bro. And this is just for anybody out there. I know we're talking about music right now, and we're going to be talking about Drake this episode, but this is just any entrepreneur. Don't ever hire somebody for marketing if you don't have a marketing plan.
Right.
Like, you need to have the marketing plan, not just pay somebody for it. Because they don't even know who you are.
Yep.
They don't understand you. They don't understand your audience. So they're just marketing abroad. And all that you're doing is delivering a song to them. I'm assuming that's how it went. What, you just gave them music and then they just said,
yeah,
like,
pretty much.
We'll just get it to play in certain spots. We'll get it to play in Birmingham, Alabama at 3 a.m. or something like that.
So like that was like specifically, that's the radio thing. Like there's typically a radio plan. Cause like 10 bands, 15 bands, grand scheme of things, that's no budget for that type of play. So there was a strategy behind that they used to use.
But that's a great budget. Like, you can do a lot. You can do a ton with that.
I know, but not in that space.
But like in the clip that we played earlier, that's early Drake. That's Drake before he was. That's Drake before he was Drake, talking about the marketing. One of the key things that you hear him saying that is, it's about marketing. It's about your story. You didn't tell nobody your story. You just would drop songs on the internet. When that's not why people listen to stuff.
Right.
They listen to stuff because it makes them. There's an emotion that they tap into, and then they like the story of the artist. That's just like in anything in business. Just think, people, they're not so much buying products and services from people. They're buying into the person first, and then buying what the person has to offer. Yep. Just because they know, like, and trust the person. And I remember when I first got on Drake, it was a feeling, bro. It felt so relatable. Because where I'm from Lexington, Kentucky. At the time, I'm like, who is this light-skinned dude making this dark? There was a time Drake was making like dark sounding music. And it felt like home. Like, I'm listening to Drake, Lexington, Kentucky, it's cold. You've been there in the wintertime.
Mm-hmm.
It's cold. It's snowing. We got slush, slush on the side of the roads and stuff. It's dark, small town. Everybody knows everybody. This girl's mess with that homie and that homie.
Mm-hmm.
So you like her, but you like, she don't mess with the home. And Drake's talking about a small town.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like winter. It sounds like it's cold. And he's telling you it's a small town. Well, from a small, I can't think of the lyric that I'm thinking of right now. But he's like, I just see my ex-girl standing with my next girl. Standing with the girl that I'm right now. And shit could get weird. We're from a small town. I'm like, this is my city.
That's on that Say You Will freestyle.
Yeah, but this is early. Like, this is before he's Drake.
That's when he turned into Drake. That's so far gone.
But it was a feeling though. I was like, this dude, this is my life right now.
Yeah.
And that feeling made people, and then also he goes into everything. Drake's very strategic. If you were any decisions that you make, who makes them in your life? Like if you wanted to go buy a new house, you couldn't buy a house before what?
Before chopping it up with wifey?
Boom. The women make all the buying decisions of everything in America.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about globally, but in America, the women run where the money gets spent.
Mm-hmm.
He strategically made music that women want to listen to because he's like, I can get the fellas later.
Mm-hmm. And they gonna go wherever the women are.
Exactly. He's like, I'm gonna get the women. The dudes, they gonna come later because the women is there.
Mm-hmm.
And when they come, I'm gonna throw him this stuff to be like, he's hard too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, bro, that's strategic. That ain't just
that ain't happenstance. Like,
that ain't just happen. He's like, especially in that time, like you want to go in the club, you got to go to that stuff that people in the South been doing for, even if it don't sound soft. You know, you live in Atlanta or something, you take your music. That's how Jeezy popped off. He started taking his music to the strip club. Mm-hmm. Like if they going to it, I know it's going, like it all starts to the women because women make the buying decisions. Mm-hmm. Everything that's hot, everything that's trending, it be women.
Yep.
That be making all the trends. 90-something% of all the viral TikTok dances and sounds and trending stuff, it be some chick that started it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'm like he's calculated with it. And it ain't just putting something out. It ain't just creating something and putting something out and then crossing your fingers and hoping that people hear it.
Right.
It's like, who am I talking to?
Yeah. Yep.
And then when all the girls like it and all the girls love Drake, then he gonna make some songs and make some bars to shit on the dudes that's hating on him because it's soft and say, I don't make music for niggas that don't get pussy.
Mm-hmm. And now he like high key forcing you to like him now, cause
yeah, because you gonna look like the hater if you around the chicks and they man, turn this shit off, man. Put on some. I don't even know what would.
I don't know why I thought about Yo Gotti. Like, put on some Gotti.
Yeah, put on some Gotti. You know what I'm saying? Like this is all. It's calculated.
Yeah, for sure.
And in that clip, he talks about. He says at the time, the social media at the time was just MySpace. He says like, yeah, a lot of artists they'll just have like a MySpace page or something and put a couple songs up on the MySpace page, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
What are people doing now? They'll be on one social platform more than the other.
Yeah.
They'll make a few posts on that one social platform, and then don't think nothing works when they get like 3, 4, or 5 sales.
Right. Yep. Yep. Or just move on, cause yeah, cause you didn't even really have any real intentions of it. You just wanted to do it and put out, like, cause I've done that
No,
before.
I think they have intentions of doing something. They just don't be thinking. They don't nobody plan or strategize nothing. Like people literally just spend a bunch of time making stuff and put zero time in thinking of how to get it in, how to get people to consume the stuff.
Yep.
Wee, wee, wee. Success alert, success alert. Look, they were able to hit this in their business in just a couple months' time. What are you waiting on? Get in the room. Exposure equals expansion. It's crowded at the top. Click the link in the description right now. Get access to the training, resources, and environment that you need to grow your business as an entrepreneur, all right? So click the link and I'll see you on our mastermind call this Wednesday. And also, are you getting value from this video so far? If so, let me know in the comments, all right? Now let's get back to it. Yo, Jarvis. Close the mask. So for one, Drake, strategic, like you put together a plan. Most entrepreneurs, they think that posting is marketing. No, you don't start to post until you already have a marketing plan.
Mm-hmm.
But posting is not marketing. All right. And then everything that you post, I won't say everything, but damn near everything that you post should have everything that you post should have a purpose. Even the stuff that doesn't seem like it has a purpose, it should still have a hidden agenda.
Mm-hmm.
So even if it's something silly or just something showing your personality, or even if you are taking the food picture and post the food picture on the story, we passed the times of posting the food pictures on the timeline, right?
And don't post your
Or if
food
it is
pic on
on
the
the
timeline and then share it in your stories either. That ain't what he talking about.
and if it is on the timeline, make it got to be an event. Like it ain't just the picture.
Right.
You showing them they done came through, they bringing the smoking lights and they opening up a suitcase and your steaks coming out there. And it got to be like something like that. But even if it is a food pic, a food video on a story or something, that still should have a purpose. Like you showing some type of lifestyle, or you just showing that you're eating well or drinking well or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But also, what does Drake do that no other artist, period, really does? He's consistent. Drake is the most consistent artist of all time.
Yeah.
I just saw something when I was looking up some stuff before we started this. He said he's taking a break from music.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I read that yesterday.
I'm like, about time. And I still think his break is going to be
like
not
year.
a real break.
Yeah, maybe a year.
If that. Yeah. But Drake has put something out nonstop since he's came out. The consistency of it makes him Drake.
Yeah, for sure.
Because a lot of other people, they say the big three: Kendrick, Cole, Drake. Kendrick and Cole could have been Drake. They just don't. They just like not as consistent.
Yeah.
They not as consistent. And they don't think of the, well, I'm a lot. They don't think marketing as much as Drake thinks marketing. They do, but just not as much.
And
Because
in
say
what way?
if Kendrick drops a project, all his marketing is just posting one time on his Instagram.
Yeah.
And then he just lets the fans take it and the blogs take it and have everybody think of what's happening, what's he about to do. Because Kendrick has made whatever you are going to be consistent at, be consistent at it.
Mm-hmm.
So when I say Drake's consistent, I'm saying because Kendrick is consistent too. But if I say Drake, I'm saying he's constantly pumping out music.
Yeah.
He's consistent with it. Kendrick has consistently shown you that he's a ghost.
Mm-hmm.
So since he's trained people to do that, when he does post something, it's news.
Yeah, he doesn't need much, and that's why I was just thinking, like, even
But
with
he doesn't need, but I'm saying to be Drake. Yeah, you don't need much, but Kendrick don't do what Drake does.
I know, but what I'm saying is, like, it's not a bad thing or a good thing. I'm just saying, like, he doesn't need as much strategy and marketing because he's so off the grid. Like, for example, like Drake, he's always in our faces, whether it's with music or posting, being on skits and da 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 da. So the level of strategy and marketing is gonna match that, I think. Like, it
Yeah.
only makes sense.
But I don't want people to sit there and think that you can do the least like Kendrick, because that's what people see. People see when people have reached here, and then they try to emulate the here
Mm-hmm.
versus emulating when they were here.
Mm-hmm.
Because Kendrick used to be in your face all the damn time.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
You have to get known before you can do some stuff like that. People just want to do some stuff like that now.
Right. At the
Like,
gate.
don't nobody know who you are.
Yeah.
Kendrick was putting out the Kendrick Lamar LP, EP, whatever. I don't know the difference between them two. Kendrick Lamar LP,
Features.
Section 80, all kinds of features.
Mm-hmm.
Good Kid, Mad City, the Black Panther shit. But before all kinds of features, you got features with the pop star over here. He got a feature with Beyonce. He got a feature with, which is slept on. One of my favorite Kendrick features is he got a song with 50.
He got a song with 50?
He got yeah.
Hmm.
Song's cold too.
Hmm.
Shot a video and everything.
I ain't seen
You know what we do? You know what I'm saying? We talk.
Nah, I got
We up, nigga.
I gotta check that out.
But he was everywhere. He was doing interviews on the Breakfast Club here. You do this show here. You do this show over here. You sit down with these people. You sit down with those people.
Yeah.
It's like he became who he became. Then he fell back.
Mm-hmm.
Drake just chose to never fall back because Drake is intentionally went into it like, I'm going to be the GOAT.
Yeah. And
like,
then,
that's his mind frame. I don't think that's Kendrick and Cole's mind frame. I don't think that's Cole's mind frame at all. I think Kendrick is he still judges everything off of, I'm the best rapper. I'm the GOAT. Drake's like, I'm gonna be the biggest ever.
mm-hmm.
You see, there ain't no right or wrong way to do it, but you can tell that's the thinking. Just like LeBron, you can tell LeBron came into the game like, I'm going to be the GOAT.
Mm-hmm.
Period. Now, whether people believe it or not, everything's an opinion.
Yeah, for sure.
But you can see the people that went into it with that mind frame.
Yeah.
Like, Drake ain't just like, yo, we just gonna make dope music. He's consistent. He utilizes other people's audiences. How you said he'll do skits. Drake will hop on he'll do the ESPYs.
Mm-hmm.
He'll host the NBA awards. He does the skits with Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
He'll do Saturday Night Live skits.
And he'll do the skits
He'll do
on
something
IG.
with. Yeah. I was just saying, this morning I was looking at some dude I've never even seen this stuff before. Like, I don't know who this internet comedian is, but Drake got like 2 skits with him. Like Dirty Mac and his girl. You seen, you know what I'm talking
Yeah, I
about?
know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, he used to do a lot of stuff with Drewski.
Yeah, I'm like, he understands he's tapping into other people's audiences because he still knows he's Drake. But as big as Drake is, everybody still ain't that. Everybody ain't as tapped in. So he's like, let me go find the people. Oh, there's this when he was on the UK stuff real big. Let me go tap into that audience. Let me go tap into the Caribbean audience. Let me go tap into the drill audience. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and even with that, he'll catch trends, which I'm not the biggest fan of catching trends, but how Drake catches trends, he catches them early to whereas it looks like he set the trend. Hove used to do that. Set the trend, you catch it early. You can take it, in my opinion, Hove did that with, Jay-Z did that with Young Chris from Young Guns. I ain't saying he jacked his style, but Hove sounds like Young Chris on some of that Blueprint too. Because Chris got like a flow.
Right.
But don't nobody know who Young Chris is. Like people listening to this probably like, who's Young Chris?
Right. Y'all gotta do your research. They got some fire.
But you catch it early, and then it's like, say people like me, I don't listen to UK rap. Somebody like me, the first style like that I would hear is a Drake. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't that big on the Afro beats. If Drake does it, one of the first thing like somebody like me would be, oh, Drake. Then you start to hear it when it starts to get hot. I'm like, look, everybody doing what Drake doing.
Right. Yeah. I was just thinking, do you think that, and this is like, yeah, it's talking about Drake, but also just in general, do you think that consistency also gives you some wiggle room to not be great every time you pop up? It's like the law of averages, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because Drake will put out stuff that I don't like. Or he'll put out like that Slime You Out song. A lot of people didn't like it. But they like, he's good for it.
Versus if that was his first song in 5 years, it'd be like, bro.
Yeah, or that dance album he put out. What's it called?
What is it? It was like a
Honestly, never. Nah. Yeah, honestly, never mind.
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't like that. But it's like Drake's established himself as doing so many different things. You like, all right,
when the next
he gonna come around to that stuff that I like at some point. And then he's a master at releasing. If y'all go back and listen to previous episodes, I've talked about most people, they just release stuff. If you're an entrepreneur, you have a product or a service, most of the time y'all just release it. You just start posting about it instead of having an actual actual strategy to launch it.
Right.
Say if I'm talking about a digital product, I say to have a wait list. Drake does the same exact thing. He'll announce something, it ain't available now, because even Drake realizes he needs to build anticipation. I call it the Beyonce effect. Drake, as big as Drake is, he ain't Beyonce.
Very true. Very true.
Beyonce can drop something, not tell a single soul, and it's
gone to the moon. Yeah.
Drake is so big, he can probably still drop something, not tell nobody, and it'll go. Then Drake still knows he has to build anticipation for something. So like I say, you need to have before you launch anything, you need to have a wait list. And during that time of But for us, because Drake's so big, he doesn't have to have direct contact with people. For us, we're not. During our wait list, we're getting people's contact information.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting people's email addresses and phone numbers. Text message marketing is more expensive, but at the bare minimum, you need to be collecting emails.
Mm-hmm.
Building anticipation with something that will make people want to get it. You got to give people a reason to get something, or else they're not gonna get it. So
Right.
for Drake, it's just listen to my music. But for us, it got to be something like when it releases, for the first hour or the first 100 people or something can get it for 50% off and the price going up.
Mm-hmm.
Or like I've done wait list. The price is this. It's releasing at 6 o'clock, and it's only gonna be $100.
Mm-hmm.
At 7 o'clock, it's going up to $400.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling people this the whole time during my wait list. So when it is available, those people that actually want to take advantage of it, they act quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Just like Drake, he builds that anticipation. It's coming out at this day, and then on the day when it was supposed to come out, he tells people like an hour before it's supposed to come out. It ain't coming out at midnight. It's coming out at 6 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
And they like, damn.
Yeah.
He builds that anticipation. And then during that wait list, you don't just tell somebody this is when it's coming out. You tell them in every single day you're producing some type of content to build the anticipation more.
Mm-hmm.
Drake does the same thing. He'll tell you a date. Then what he do this time to build more of the anticipation? He dropped the 8 p.m. in
Charlotte.
what city? 8 p.m. in Charlotte. 8 a.m. in Charlotte. Is it a.m. or p.m.?
I thought it was AM. I think it's AM. Yeah, I think it's AM. Yep, 8 a.m. in Charlotte.
Yeah, 8 a.m. in Charlotte. So not only is he building anticipation, he has the Halle Berry slimed out picture, which caused a lot of controversy because Halle didn't. Then Halle comes out and says that she didn't, which builds more anticipation. Then he drops the date. Then during that time, he's dropping a little extra stuff. Then he drops the 8 a.m. in Charlotte. Everybody's like, whoa. Then he drops the track list when he says 6 a.m. instead of midnight. And not only does he drop the track list, he drops the credits of people who made it, which nobody does that either, just to get a little more hype because it says Kevin Durant is the executive producer.
I didn't even know that.
So then he even had that post. It's just got the names of the songs, which most people would just do. Then he drop a little something else, knowing that don't nobody know all the names on this stuff. But what's the one name that people do know? Kevin Durant. What KD got the? Then it drops. And then Drake's social media, he's being social with people too, because when all these other people and still leveraging other people's audiences, one of the biggest streamers on whatever platform he's on now, I don't know if he's still on Twitch or not, but Cassanite's streaming it live. Drake happens to FaceTime him during the live stream. Like it's more just tapping into more people's stuff. So yeah, I just want y'all to not only enjoy Drake's music or hate Drake's music. That's another thing too, because Drake doesn't mind people that don't like his music because they're still talking about it, and he's still the topic of conversation. So I'm just saying, y'all, there's a lesson to learn in everything. And when we're using these people that are really successful in business, like a Drake or something, a lot of entrepreneurs, they're not thinking of how, like, what did he do or what is he doing? We just consume the product. Like, just look at what he's doing, and you can take little bits and pieces of that and add it to
what you got going.
Add it to what you're doing. I ain't saying you're gonna be Drake, but you're gonna be better. You're gonna be better than what you're doing right now.
1000%. Yep.
And there's a lot of different templates and examples and blueprints that you can use or that you can study from everybody. So just think of movies that you're watching, music that you're watching, music that you're listening to, uh, sporting events
Mhm.
that you're watching, right? The food that you're eating. Like every single thing that you buy or every single thing that you consume, just start to ask yourself, how did they get me to consume it?
Right.
How did they get me to watch this movie? Oh, I love to go to the movie. That's one thing I'd be thinking about. How did they get me to get up from my house, drive to the movies, pay, sit down next to strangers, and watch the movie when I could have just waited and watched it at home?
The comfort of your own home. Yep.
And I got the app that be stealing everything,
Allegedly.
allegedly. But the movies I don't want to go watch, that's what I watch them on. I'm about to watch Equalizer 3 tonight. But what is it about those ones that make me go?
Right. For the experience.
Like what is it about this restaurant that made me get up and go? What is it about this album that made me listen?
Mhm.
So y'all just start to think about that. And if you want a little bit of coaching on growing your online business, Joe's Credit at the top community. Get weekly coaching calls from myself, all my courses and trainings, and a private community of entrepreneurs, all designed to help you grow your business online. Right now, you can join for less than $2 a day. So click the link down in the description, tap in, and I'll see you on our coaching call this Wednesday.